уже один соперник в прошлом раунде, мы видим, насколько плохой байо-диффенса. А у Нави все замечательно, есть еще деньги в запасе, пока что по быстрой стенке проходят по улице. Оказался там бит в секрете. И Simple забирает Сенери. Есть еще GXX на рампе, но там слишком много игроков Нави. GXX. Кстати, 2 красных уже у Нави осталось. Ой, СМД подставляется. Такая обидная ситуация для атаки.
Он пытался, да, прикрыть Симпла. Ой-ой-ой, Симпл сам пошел отстреливать. В итоге 10 хп, но может быть третий там сейчас скроет. Посмотрим, возможно. Что? Пойти вниз.
15 секунд. Надо сейчас решать что-то Нави, но Риган открывается с дальнего, выбивает бомбу. Электроника минимум шансов на взятие, но 2 хедшота вешает. И только последний уже GXX открывается, делает килл и выдыхают Wetness Eagles. Все так же очень сложно проходит для них раунды, но самое главное, что они берутся, да? 2 подряд сейчас взяли.
Да-да-да, раунды заходят, но посмотрим, какое решение примут Нави, потому что девайсы тоже вот постоянно по 4 пушки теряют игроки обороны, не могут там далеко оторваться по экономике, постоянно закупаются под ноль, это понимают Нави, и вот, возможно, Блейд взял паузу, да, чтобы обсудить с командой, как сейчас сыграть, потому что берешь этот раунд, он 1 за 2, ты берешь и 4-й, и 5-й, по сути, ну, если там не уйдет 3 девайса на сейф, там Авик, Фамос, например, с Эмкой. Ну и в данном раунде тоже не самый лучший набор девайсов, не все гранаты, возможно, также будут у команды Bad News Eagles. Ну, что, пару дней придется... Фурия квалифицировалась очень уверенно.
Ну да, да. Ну, знаешь, хочется, наверное,
Challenger stage. They made back-to-back major appearances. But they want more than that.
Well, attack pause over. GXX with his orb is posted outside, has a bit of support here as well. Oh, but Simple's Krieg meets him from the silo.
Okay.
Yeah. Like trying to get a catch one flattero, and this double outside setup that was meant to, maybe be the difference maker. Dead in the water. Regon has helped out by reclaiming that kill, and they're going to boost up into heaven here just to keep that flow of information available. I like this, right? Because otherwise you have a huge gap outside that you cannot plug from main. There was really no way to keep the info flow there. So now you've got Regon up in the heavens. He's going to be able to scout out outside and maybe even get involved to find a 3v3.
Yeah, he almost re-swung that, but he definitely realized better of it. He wants to play this later in the round. Oh, he is now spotted by outside. Ladder timing not good, bit right below. Na'Vi 4-on-2, no excuses. This is their round. Into ramp they go, flanking down to the lower site. Scenario is being split from both sides, and he's almost grabbing a kill there. Could he escape? Oh, nice hop.
Nice hop.
1 health. Without it, he's dead, and he probably still is. It feels inevitable, and they will deliver that. Synopsy out of the round. Could think about saving that orb. It's still in Garage. Honestly, his best play, but maybe he feels like he has good timing here. It's not too bad, but Na'Vi have the numbers to consider every option of rotation. And you might also think that orb's been grabbed, considering Na'Vi ran all the way through Garage, but Simple shuts him out with the AK and ends that round. No, I love that for Na'Vi because after Simple gets that pick on the back garage player, you see how the timings get completely thrown off by BNE.
Yeah.
They don't see outside smokes. They think they have some room, but Na'Vi just dry walk 3 players past red. It gives them a 5-on-3 immediately, double opener, and you know before BNE even realize what's going wrong, they are already out of the round.
Oh, forced back in for Bad News Eagles. Really laying it all on the field here.
Couple of players, not even 2K.
We're sat around like the double eco territory.
Oh.
All right, the Krieg opened up last round. This time, Electronic and Perfecto going to be the ones to do it, just running amok inside of the A site. And honestly, if you're Bad News Eagles, in a few of these moments, you sometimes see them go for it, sometimes see them attempt it. Part of me just would love to see a Saber just try this again in the next. I don't think you're breaking back into this one, and that looks to be the decision made here.
I do like to see the Krieg come out from Simple. I mean, it felt like he just wanted to beat that AWP battle, and he knew this was the best gun to do it. Molly goes in, GXX repositions, and they'll hear that tick. I just wonder if Simple will grab the AWP when the opportunity presents itself. He could have picked it up last time, but it wasn't a mid-round. So maybe he'll buy it later. We'll see next round then, as he gets digged out. Oh, beautiful shots.
That's lovely.
But matters not. 5 rounds, and they don't even get the guns. Maybe last second attempt, and the Galil gets scavenged, but it's really not what you wanted. Considering it's still low money, they'll play it. One of the whole points of this major that we've been talking about was how open it was, right? Not just with so many competitive teams right now, but now even more so with the previous majors champions knocked out. Oh my God, it's fast.
Yeah, just another one of these fast A plays. This time, though, the USPs are getting away with murder. Oh, man, Simple's going to do it all alone, but he is making it happen. He's making it happen. Down in the 1v2. He's running out of ammo and just barely falls short. It's a low econ round for the Bad News Eagles to take that one over the line. A damn good try from Simple. I don't think he could have asked for much more there.
Can't be disappointed with that attempt. That was an absolute shredding on the A site. Every kill coming through in an instant. USPs for 2 of them as well. That's unbelievable that they even win that round. A very nice try from Simple, but still, BNE managing to make this game interesting. They've already matched their CT side versus FaZe.
Oh. On Flatro, they're already up past him. He's going to have to flick back for this, and that just sails right on by. Bit secures the bag. Now wrapping made. Bad News Eagles kind of caught by the timing on this one. Na'Vi very, very good at these quick pace changes, right? Just to completely blindside the opposition. Synopsy in at the back of the site is spammed out, and this round's already over. Simple's even hunting down Scenari. Electronic going to beat him to it, but it's a lead gained all over again for Na'Vi.
I want to talk about Electronic because think about the arc of this player, right? You know, we're definitely at a time where more firepower heavy players have turned into in-game leaders, right? Even Apex, obviously, maybe past his prime when he did so, had the pieces to make a great team. Mezzi as well, who hadn't played at Tier 1 for that long before he swapped to the role. Electronic, this wasn't what he was been waiting for his whole career. This was out of necessity. They needed this with the departure of Boomich, and boy, have Na'Vi's T-sides looked incredible, winning their debut event with him as a captain and going on to do great things. I think it's been so impressive to see this arc of Electronic, who certainly wasn't having bad individual performances, was side-by-side in Simple in many of these series.
Yeah.
When he swapped to in-game leading, it also feels like his fragging hasn't really dropped off as a result.
Now, oh, the opportunity was there, but it sailed by Synopsy.
Ugly Deagles.
And yeah, I think you're dead on, Hugo. Oh, it's a case, he wasn't like an Apex where he kind of needed that like rebrand almost, right? That like extra layer. No, he was very much one of the stars of this team. Scenari's the Eagle. Hoping to be a star in this round.
Oh my goodness.
Double down and double dipped. Na'Vi. They got the plant inside of A. There's a lot of guns outside, and Scenari might want to get his hands on them. Seems a little tenuous still, right? With Bit sat back over towards Secret. But there is this rifle in CT.
Yeah, it's his best option. Just go save spawn. He knows he can't win it, and ooh, the gun's right there. The bomb should blow it into CT, but he will. Oh, he's going for garage. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know about that one.
He's getting the AK. He's not going to make it out alive. Bit's going to hit every single step, and this is done. Na'Vi, 7 rounds. Nice shots out of B&E. They've made some rounds interesting here, but Na'Vi are still putting on quite a performance on a T half of Nuke, and it's not even their best half yet. Blisteringly paced rounds, especially on these A site attacks. We'll probably see something more standard for Na'Vi now that B&E after their double eco. Oh god, it's a 3rd low econ round. Is that force into double eco? They just can't get a grip on the funds. It's sending Na'Vi skyrocketing.
And dude, I mean, I've loved some of this, right, from Na'Vi when they get this pick outside. It's been one of their go-tos, is just to, you know, find that outside kill. And then if they get it early, they really rapidly accelerate and pick up the pace in through main. It's been something they've done maybe 3 or 4 times thus far in this game. And it's just so frustrating. It really is. You know, it throws all the timings off. It throws everything in a disarray. Suddenly this A defense is like scrambling to angles they didn't even know they had to consider until the moment the peak comes in.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they've really dug their own grave with that double force. It was off the back of making it a 1v1 against Simple, right? So they knew they had Na'Vi's money on the rocks, but now this cash has built up even bigger. B&E are late to buying in the CT side. They may only have 5 by the end of the half. Na'Vi, something more standard. Smoke's coming through now. I like the change up.
Yeah, you know, gonna look to try and cross with these. All the smoke's down. As mentioned, said it earlier on, right, Na'Vi great at these little pace changes. This is an example of it. And it's, I imagine, on the back of, you know, knowing that Bad News Eagles are going to have rifles all over again and will be looking for solutions to these problems. They stop giving you these fast rounds, these kind of drier fights outside. Yeah. This time it's all about obscuring information, denying that info on the cross and putting the fear in Bad News Eagles, just kind of reminding them that this is a possibility.
But they've got a response at least. They've taken lobby, they've pushed all the way through. Perfecto's alone, and once they've cleared radio, that should be the next port of call. That should be the next location to check. If they don't, that's a big mistake that could come back to bite them in the arse. Flatro has his back turned right now. Scenari's dropped round because of this info, and they don't clear it. They just walk in, wander into Perfecto, wondering what's going on. Scenari might have the answers. 2 kills down on the lower site. He drops in. Subdar Young eviscerates him, and a 2-on-2 ensues.
Oh, Recon up over the top, dropping in, and knocks them both out of the round. Lovely bit of discipline on the Famas, doesn't jump the gun, realizes the opportunity he's been given there and looks to seize it. He knows that he really needs to do good on a moment like that.
Yeah, and the reason is Na'Vi didn't know that all the lobby was cleared way earlier than that fight from Perfecto onto Flatro.
Yeah, it's like, if anything, actually, kind of the one Flatro run into the door maybe puts you under the false pretense that Bad News Eagles don't really know what's happening in the lobby.
But that was a quick rotate for B&E. You know, they know what's going on. A triple ramp drop, and they sneak all 3 into the site. So, you know, they catch Na'Vi off guard. They win a round. They've already upped their previous map's attempt, but 6 or 7 rounds CT nuke is nothing to be happy about. Na'Vi, they don't want to get run at in this last round. They drop util everywhere to deny that. Flashes out. This high tempo A play rears its head once again.
Yeah, this time though, Bad News Eagles want to try and put a stop to it. They've got the resources, the facilities for that, boss man. Electronic getting out of there. A man down, Na'Vi wounded, but not backed into a corner just yet. Scenari in at ramp, calling for rotates, and there's a double lined up on his plate, but only the one. GXX will be the guy swooping in for the multi-kill, and it's a neck-and-neck first half when all is said and done. Na'Vi still eyeing up that 2-0, but Bad News Eagles this time are here to play.
It's hard to imagine the playoffs in Cologne without Nadas Vincer, and 2018 was no different. However, it wasn't just Na'Vi making it to the grand final that made that year in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike special. The German team big and their almost miraculous run throughout the whole tournament made Na'Vi the antagonists of the event, and some fans will say it's a shame that Big's Cinderella story didn't receive a happy ending. Big may have leveled the scoreline by taking Dust too.
Copy left nothing to be desired. Knew that there was a possibility a player would turn around and check it. Zeus tries to hold off. They knew he'd gone into the corner. They find him. Edwards in the sight, but they already pushed back through tunnels. Tizian gets the shot.
But Navi's Electronic became a herald of what was soon to come.
Great mid-round calls. Now it's on to Electronic trying to isolate. Here we go. They completely surround him. How the hell do you turn that around?
To do nothing about this. What?
Oh, he reads it. He reads it. And an arc. A power surge right through two.
What the hell just happened there? Na'Vi shedded their skin and their scales, and those 2BO1s dropped right in the final few rounds, and now this Serpent is strangling, wrapping around B&E on the T side of Nuke. A winning half for Na'Vi, a dominant game on Ancient over the Bad News Eagles, and now Elimination faces this young squad right down the barrel of the gun. Na'Vi about to pull the trigger on their CT side of Nuke.
Dual Berettas for Perfecto. Big fan of that. Taking them inside of this A bomb site. Simple posted outside, and Simple is going to be given action. The dualies are the thing to open, but Simple's getting run at, getting run down. Only good for one, as he is beat back eventually. Man advantage still residing with Na'Vi. However, Bad News Eagles, they've recognized the space they've got here outside. GXX trying to push up, trying to fight for heaven. Has a man locked in, and we'll find him with a clean tap. We're back into this 3v3 now. Electronic has pushed all the way through the lobby, all the way, and is now looking to commit to this wrap round outside, but timing's going to be everything, right? And Bad News Eagles have a good bit of room ahead of him here.
And Na'Vi realized this one well, though. They haven't fallen for any kind of secret drop. They know it's going to be
spot this, bro.
He is going to catch this, but he's going main. They know it's A. Both lobby players holding onto heaven and clearing the ramp side. Perfecto seconds away from success. About to spot this drop in from the top. Dualies. And more than enough bullets to find these kills.
Yeah, has to duck out of there as they do manage to get in through the heavens. Perfecto's going to wait for them to drop into the site and deal with them one at a time, if that's what it takes. Regon's actually taken the bomb down lower to B, while GXX is faking the A play. They've got him pinned in, so they're just going to take this fight. They are kind of glad that he's given them this 3v1 at the upper side of the map, and now the penny's going to drop. Well, hang on a moment. They've taken that bomb down lower.
Send those Dualies in first, scavenging, spamming. Regan on the site. He needs 2 taps right here, right now, and he can't do it. Perfecto, I love that. Jumping around corners, making his hitbox extremely hard to hit. His hitbox, rather. And that's a pistol for Na'Vi on top of an incredible first half on their T side. We said it in the first half. This might be Simple's best half in Counter-Strike, the CT side of Nuke, given all the freedom in the world to roam and to move and to rotate. On top of that, Electronic, one of the world's best outside players since Glaive. There's a lot of things to like in the second half for Na'Vi, and we're just getting started. 4 pistols out for BNE. They had a lot of force buys, a lot of low econ rounds in the first half. Somewhat dug themselves a bit of a hole with their investments.
The Eagles are out. The bad news, Eagle Deagle. It's always good for something, it feels like.
Ooh,
clean taps is Simple. Keeps them at range, just kind of pushing and prodding with this A1S.
yeah, the vent drop as well for Electronics. Put him in the prying eyes of this red cross, and him and Simple can just trade fights in the second round. Easily done. Some shaky shots, but yet to really feel in danger on Na'Vi. And Electronic in no hurry. They can't flash him back into fights, but these dry walks are coming to a close, and 5 alive would feel fantastic. That's what Na'Vi will find. 2 SMGs, 3 rifles going into a gun round now. BNE got to start strong, got to start fast.
They're going to need to come out swinging, really. Can't afford a slow start here.
Simple's
faced with sorry, go on.
no, Simple's 4-0 in opening duels so far. Stop putting him outside with the AWP. That's only going to get better. That Molly forces hand.
Had to make a decision. Was decisive in his action, but ended up being the wrong one. Comes up short, spammed out. And an early advantage for the Bad News Eagles. One flat row. Deep outside as the util goes over. He will get out of there. He's had to drop his own smoke in here, but Electronic didn't buy it for a second. He's called the bluff on the outside plate immediately and just runs at them. That's a insane way to find the 4v4.
That's awkward out the gate for BNE. It screams they didn't know what they wanted to do, right? He gets behind red, but he has to throw a smoke from a lineup. Like either has to just drop it on the fly or call for some support to do that util. His teammates had it available, but they're stuck in lobby, and not just out of position for the nade, but also just going back got him spotted. That's why Electronic ran at him. He knew he was leaving. 10-7, 4-on-4. And an A site desperate execute that Na'Vi are ready for.
Util going to go in at least. This is going to be nice to try and displace some Die Young, who does drop off the top of Heart.
Shot.
The fact he hasn't fired off is ballsy, and now they don't know he's close. Regon. Oh, Synopsy's dead to full damage. Gravity's found him. Scenarios at least open up ramp and well give them a route down into this B side, but look at Na'Vi, man, straight down the vent. They are all here. It's a 2v2 very quickly, and with one of these doors blowing off like that, it's really awkward for GXX. Tries to plant, the spam gets him off the bomb, and Na'Vi have done enough to run away with the first rifle round of Bad News Eagles, but a bonus round for Na'Vi. Super lucrative. And a worst case scenario for how this opens up if you're a BNE fan.
Yeah, it's a nice idea for BNE, right? It gives them 2 options as they throw in an A fake. Either Synopsy can get something done outside, slash the hot player gets the entry, and then they commit with it. Or if they bail, they just double back to ramp with Scenari leading it. But Na'Vi are just so quick to rotate out. I do wonder if that door blow up was on purpose as well. We've talked about that in previous games. That being an option, leaving it open makes it very difficult for Tees to get comfortable planting in the B site. A 5-on-4 that Na'Vi find early off of these steadfast attacks for B and E. When they go quick, they're not catching Na'Vi off guard by any means. Spam found Synopsy, now out ramp. Bit looks for more, and He's going to be able to drop off if he wants as well. There's actually no support. This is the one time Na'Vi are not going to have a setup to deal with this ramp room, so Electronic can't retake it. He's got to hold on from hell.
Still, as far as stances go once you've lost ramp, these are pretty forward ones for Na'Vi. Bit holds on to lower, they get the info that GXX is down here in hell, and Simple's looking for him. Smoke out, GXX tries to play ahead of it, that's the AWP. Trapped in spawn, Simple hits that. That's crazy, we see that from the other perspective. It looks so fast, and the fact it's the no-scope is even wilder.
Dear, oh dear. And just the fact that he's going for that, I can barely blame him after last map. Check it. Disrespectful from Simple. Would you expect anything else? 12-7, Na'Vi shown up today. No fear on the stage. Crowd on their side. And momentum as they move. Flatro fast. This time he gets the smokes given by his teammates to allow him down to B. This is B&E's best chance of position alone to make something happen.
On Flatro. Ooh, off the vent angle. Has to flick back to it, but will deal with Electronic. Simple still waiting over towards ramp. Posted with the AWP. Right place, right time, but that flashbang looks like it's going to get him off the angle. He actually goes back in with the no-scope. Simple. Now that you've seen the troll under the bridge, do you want to pay the toll to get past this ramp room? Simple's moving back in. There's a man in plain view. He's seen him now. B&E get a kill. They might just look to go back here. GXX locked in this fight with Simple while the rest of the gang still wait back towards the lobby. It's kind of awkward here, man. B&E are very split up. If they go into A and Perfecto is able to get away with something, this can still fall apart. Back of the site, he's all alone. Gonna have to do it, but he is doing it. 2 in the round. Now tucked in, the bomb dropped in hard. He's buying more than enough time. This is perfect. Living up to his name, GXX through heaven won't have the angle. He's wasted so much time. And even though he's dead after the double, he's done his part in the round. Simple's on the ladder. This guy's been going for almost exclusively no scope, so don't mess with him here. GXX low on HP, has to cross for the bomb. What is he even meant to do in this situation? Fight! Oh! Both of them! They give him the fights! And they're gonna come to regret it.
A bit too cocky to close. I don't know if they knew, but he just came out of heaven. There's no way he had that bomb. It should have been called by Perfecto, dropped in the heart. What a nice try, but his team never came up the vent. They never came through main. They wasted, he bought all that time. They didn't play off of it. They let B&E fall into the site. And that swing to trade, they will regret it. That should never be around for B&E. Not after Perfecto finds a double on top. But if it was ever gonna allow you to build back in, it would be off the back of a clutch that quick. Great shooting. One of those rounds where hands off the keyboard with simply of one you at a time.
Yeah. You know, I do think, I don't think they're fighting him there because they think he has the bomb. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they just want to close it.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, just really trying to salt in the wound, and you end up paying the ultimate price, and you kind of now hope to yourself, oh dear, hopefully that hasn't reignited this for Bad News Eagles. Ooh. Okay, thank God it said written. I was going to say, who's going to tell him?
Bad news for you. And, well, good news for the Eagles that they get around on this T side. It was about time. 4 in a row for Na'Vi broken. Going to have this close flash. Ever since that one mistake in the yard take, Flatro has been assisted a lot more in outside. But Electronic is yet to be as aggressive as he once was. Called it off a little bit. Perfecto's starting lower. B&E. They get some room out, but because Flatro's not moving far, I would expect this to be an A play with him splitting main. They've got to try and draw Perfecto's attention away, who's come back up the vent, not convinced by this lower take. He threw a smoke and he leaves. This is such a nice read for Na'Vi. They have no info to go off of this, but they are perfectly piecing this puzzle together. As they flank the ramp side, as the util comes in from above, they can cut off this bomb dropping down the ladder.
Oh, Some Die Young doubling down, and now the wrap coming in. It never even gets out into the site. It's a real rough one. Bad News Eagles reduced to dust. Nothing but feathers and bones at the end of that one there.
That's just Na'Vi having the map experience, man. There's no reason for them to have that info. There's no reason for them to know it's a fake out on lower into an A hit, but they make the perfect call. They come back up vent, they re-aggress ramp at the right time, and B&E, they must be confused after that round. They telegraphed nothing that was an A play, and Na'Vi are stacked to the nines and flanking. Experience shines through. 13-8.
I mean, this is very reassuring, right? Think about it. For Na'Vi, the kind of whole nature of this major changed just yesterday when FaZe were eliminated. It's like, oh, suddenly the big threat, the big contender that they were massively worried about, gone. And so this becomes one where you look at it and you say, well, this could easily be theirs. Regon fast through main, bit of a Na'Vi-esque round from him here, really, but only good for one from it. Perfecto tries to cross out, tries to just play the numbers game on this, and he's given the fights, he's given the peaks. Low HP on the main players, but not a shot connecting. Na'Vi starting to run away with this.
Yeah, it did feel inevitable right after that first map, after you destroy B&E on Ancient that easily on your CT side. On their best map pick, they don't even win the pistol. They force for every round of second half. They were never in that game, and even though we had a couple of clutch rounds coming through at the end of the first half here, Na'Vi have asserted dominance and dominion on Nuke. 14-8. Another buy with barely any utility, and that's a disgusting flick.
Wow.
Simple has been on it today. Is this his first orb CT? I think it might be. Not really. Been a necessity, been a need. He wasn't running it T-side either. Oh no, it's not his first orb. He's got all those no-scopes. What am I saying? But it's not really been needed, regardless of that.
First time he scoped with the orb today.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll give you that one.
Oh,
GXX. There's the equalizer. And I tell you what, mate, he has been giving us a good game as GXX here. Not even really had to don that orb himself. Instead, been a lot of this high-flying rifling from the guy. Bit in a ramp. Annihilated from the peak of Regon. And this is one of these moments where there isn't really that contingency plan. There isn't really that kind of backup over towards ramp to offer any assistance. Don't have the resources after losing Electronic.
Oh boy.
It's given a lot of room over, and Regon will look to take the round here and now on the back of just holding W, keeping that pace high after getting the ramp kill. Giving Na'Vi a taste of their own medicine almost.
Simple getting very vocal as well. Probably not about the fact that they're saving. Trying to patch things up for that next round as B&E have guaranteed a 9th for now. Ooh, Molly would give away the save spot, and it's not, you know, always going to be ramp. This is a map that actually has plenty of options to save on CT, more often than not towards a spawn, and so it's unlikely B&E will snuff this one out. Gonna run spawn side. Ooh, someone comes ramp. Hello, Simple's dead. Orb shot finally misses, and Regon does not. Tapping out 2 more. Okay. There's something in the water.
Hey man, they win that round, but and not the first T-side round we've seen them pick up. Don't get me wrong, it's a convincing fashion. It just can't afford to be a one and done, right? And there was some real nice moments to this. There were some real nice moments in that round there. So hopefully that's going to reignite a bit of a fire under the Bad News Eagles, especially with GXX, you know, giving us such a big performance. Him and Regon in that round, huge, right?
Yeah.
Lovely opening sequence from Regon, and the closers won't bad either.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning their rounds off of getting quick picks, right? Making these main drops, making kind of crazy plays. But at the same time, Na'Vi have been really good at finding their opening kills on CT so far. So I don't think you're going to catch them out a lot. BNE still need to show depth on a T side of a map that they've never really accomplished anything on. They would have to dig deeper than we've ever seen them. And Na'Vi are ready to receive yet again. Simple orbed. Smoke wall. Quite a different one here. I don't know if it got mollied.
Yeah, that's
seems like
definitely mollied.
BNE either way setting up an A take, but Na'Vi won't be surprised.
Yeah, once again, you know, like you've stopped the fake part from happening. You've denied that kind of play the Bad News Eagles were hoping for, and so it's very easy for Na'Vi to try and get ahead of the curve on this. Now, this is where the slowdown from Bad News Eagles is nice. if anything, that smoke to keep them from pushing is kind of put Na'Vi in a bit of a weird spot.
They need this entry onto Bit because they don't have util to win around here. They have to just fight their way out. It's what they're known for. But Bit has a beautiful angle to just fall off and survive. He's reinforced that B site. B&E can't really go back to A. They don't have the util to take it, to smoke main, to molly heaven, to get those flashes CT vent. They've just got a clear CT. They're again just roaming the map, and Electronic has a perfect angle to end it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to peek here, right? Can just sit behind the box, try to waste even more time. Does elect to go for the wide swing and falls to Scenarii. Perfecto in at the back of the site. Great in this position. Oh, he loves it. Gives us the double. GXX, weapon of choice in hand. Gonna have to come up big. Top performer right now for the Bad News Eagles. Been flying high all damn game.
Does the M4 have ammo? Might need a quick reload.
8 bullets. 8 bullets to try and hold on to this round. He's getting aggressive. He wants to bring the fight to them, and that's a decision that he will come to regret.
They know they're feeling the burn. Na'Vi just patient in a post plant. They messed up a 2-on-1 in that exact same identical position before, and they will not do it again. He comes to them. And Perfecto, what a lovely double after B&E trade their way through every position. 1-for-1 on the top site, forcing Bit down lower. 1-for-1 through Hell as well. We needed a multi-kill, and of course it's Perfecto at the back of the A bomb site on Nuke, where he really made a name for himself on this team. We've talked a lot about Simple and Electronic. They take all the glory. But Perfecto as an anchor player has always been a solid part of Na'Vi's defense here. Shows it once again. 15-9, and it might be the end of the line for the Eagles.
Yeah, which, you know, gonna feel devastating, especially after riding the high of beating FaZe yesterday, going from that to this. It's night and day, and it's showing that, you know, Na'Vi, sure, they might have had a very kind of rough go at the opener to even be in this 1-2 spot, but they are looking to right those wrongs. And they're looking to go for the trophy after all.
Oh, you know, it wouldn't have been right if we didn't get Simple in secret to shut down an outside cross.
Well, let's see if he can. Posted with the orb, right place, right time for Simple, but even though he strikes first, it's only the leg. Flash to try and get him off the angle. He's got support, but now they're both in the vents. Find spaces here. They could get caught on one another. Perfecto and Simple sliding past each other. Perfecto swinging and gets that trade. It's a 3v2. Bad News Eagles starting to run out of steam here. Scenarii in the vents, and Juan Flatro out in this A site, gonna give a route for this bomb to come up, but in the hut, Sundar Young, auto shotgun. Is this how it ends for the Eagles? Clay Pigeon shooting maybe. On the back of the auto shotty, Juan Flatro, 1v3 to try keep him in it. He's got no health. Bomb's gotten away from him. He's hunting the frags, and Bit's ready for it. There's the closer, 2-0 for Na'Vi. A convincing win in this series. Bad News Eagles never even really in it. That one's gonna hurt for the B&E squad, but for Na'Vi, it's a sigh of relief. The Na'Vi we wanted might be back after all.